Cek. Sorry guys, telat guys, sorry guys. Potong gaji guys.
Most of us thought this is where it probably ends. But you could argue someone said that about Gen G too. But at 4-1, I'm paying attention.
I mean, I remember coming into that Gen G series thinking, if they could pull this off.
Welcome guys, sorry guys.
Still effectively had a lifeline in terms of dropping.
Aduh, kenapa jadi kalah gini, bro?
Elimination on the line. And even here now.
Trolling guys, trolling.
It would be such a big sigh of relief to escape that once more.
Ayo men.
Now use them.
4-1 to kick off Lotus
Wah,
here.
turu bro.
Paperrex. I mean, you don't ever really humble Paperrex. They will continue pressuring like this.
Lawan 3 loh bang.
Owed an investment here from Forsaken though. Maybe
Baru main udah kayak emosi gini guys, Paperrex guys.
to slow around.
Bau kah guys?
Bold in approach.
Nice.
And that was pinged so quickly as well. It looked like so aware of this. And whatever the set plan was, feels like Paperrex read that.
Well, I think it's on the back of seeing 2 or 3 bodies swing out from B there that maybe they feel like the extremity is going to be the weaker side of the hold, but Forsaken shuts that down.
Certainly not, but a 3v5, I want to see discipline from Paperrex here. I don't want to see fumbles. I don't want to see mistakes.
Great isolation.
It certainly was. Now, Forsaken is going to do some good chip damage as well. Look at siapaaku baby down on only 26. Spring's position given away. Look where the spot. Oh,
Hey!
what is that?
Nice.
Ridiculous. And a 2v3 is not impossible.
Oh fuck man.
So they are just gunning it, right? They are running their little legs off straight towards C. They're going to leave
Masih
one
MTK bang,
behind.
masih guys, lagi pindah server. Kayak PC. Gua baru kelar naruh PC-nya guys.
I mean,
Nightfall here from the plant as well.
oh, the pathing. This is now getting really dangerous, but YU set up the motion, no. Divine, very diligent, and nice.
Ya elah bro. Aman.
To see a little bit of that synergy shining.
And the composure as well. Don't over-invest in this early round aggression.
Gua tanya Discord gua ya.
Able to peel away really quickly, and credit to Forsaken.
Gua tanya ya anak Discord ya, bentar ya. Capek banget bang, capek banget guys, gua belum tidur guys, udah bentar banget gua.
Instantly pinged.
PC-nya lagi di setup guys,
Can't
servernya.
really fault the approach here, but bold to stick a TP into the back line.
Tan, aman Tan, gua baru
They
balik.
got close, but I
Yo, ini lagi baru dapat ya.
Oke. Itu harusnya udah cepet sih. Ya, nitip ya. Ntar gua paling malam baru cek lagi habis WP, ini lagi WP.
Iya.
Aman Mas Rio.
Lelah kali ngentot. Thank you guys.
but him
Istirahat.
catching YU
Ya,
basically keeps them safe. Otherwise, it's this kill right here from Divine.
Servernya lagi pindahan guys ke PC sekarang. Servernya ntar udah nggak pakai hosting lagi.
Maybe feeling they would try to have left a player behind in search of the player. Still not fussed though, apparently. Still chilling.
I mean, you got to be happy leading 4-2 here.
Yeah.
On the attacking side as well.
Udah mereka nggak tonton dia ketawa-ketawa doang guys, gelo.
Back to the drawing board though here. Well, as close to a full purchase here as Lysol down on the Guardian. The Wolves, Forsaken actually tagged up there. I'm not sure if he's actually confirmed any damage on the side of Wolves. Activity once more as well, and active clearance out past Mound.
This could be nasty. Actually sees, and the pain shell is perfect!
Ya Allah.
It's a 2 for 2.
How the hell did they get
Kenapa sih selalu deh? Udah dapat 2 tuh selalu ngepick mua, Cok.
Could say almost favouring Paperrex in that regard, but something going to be played in here.
angles like that? This man hits those shots. Mechanically sharp as ever. He's trying to read what they wanted. Similar scenes to before though. siapaaku BB and YU trying to work the map here. 2v3. Okay, testing. Okay, that's. I mean, they're playing such high risk, Mike. It scares the life out of me sometimes. 20 seconds and a 1v2 Divine Forsaken. Where are we off to now?
Udah kan denger, Jason denger.
14 seconds, his options are so limited.
Jason kan denger situ.
10 seconds left.
They're both here. Surely not. Yeah, he's got to go for it. No chance.
Nice!
By Paperrex closing in on the scoreline.
Nice!
So you've got to look for that composure again, building up a little bit of a cushion in terms of the finances. That's where you look towards.
Gue tuh dari jam berapa guys? Jujurnya gue I try my best bro. Gue bangun hari ini jam 12.
Again, Jing.
Beli part-part PC, rakit sampai jam 8 tadi guys. ke tempat server, setup, baru balik jam sekarang guys ya. Bayangin guys, tidur sebentar demi server kalian guys ya.
Decent sample size I guess already in the first half here. Maybe
Ini kalian guys, Ntar malam kita RP lagi nggak? Gas. Tapi gua habis watch party, mandi, beberes, baru mungkin masuk kota.
I guess actually in that regard, the first time Paperrex have really been able to catch their breath.
It has been kind of in their face. Credit to Paperrex for being able to learn on the fly. Again, this kind of like 6th and 7th round, obviously, have been the ones to give them the stability here. But I do want to see what the reaction is from Wolves. Again, it does feel like that almost no-go zone.
Harus udah melihat prioritas lu yang mana bang?
It's not as lethal.
Apaan sih kocak?
I mean, if you throw in a Viper with it, right? We've seen what that can do. But still, as it stands, it's kind of cut off those options towards A.
Ketawa-tawa gitu bang. Ya pasti mereka sih teman guys. Gue yakin si Wolves sama Paperrex teman. Makanya dia nggak tahu ting yang kayak dia kayak ketawa-tawa gitu doang guys.
We're a bit more used to it, I guess, at this point, and so will they be now. A 3-4, just Sheriffs.
Terus makan sih hari ini biar seger guys. Harus makan sih gue.
A couple of classics.
Ini kamar gue belum gue vakum cok. Berantakan banget, gak bisa gue vakum dulu lah. Gue nyampe banget langsung nyalain PC bro. Belum cuci muka, belum ngapa-ngapain.
Even here on the attacking half, I mean if you come out with a lead, doesn't matter what it is. You've got to feel really good about yourself.
Ini something ngatain Ciba. Emang Ciba ya seriusnya guys?
This out on a handful of Sheriffs. Something going to tuck himself in between these smokes.
Oh, it's nasty. And Devi drawing all eyes on him. It is only pistols, but it's Devi's like, no, sorry, something. You don't even get to play.
Nice.
Easily done. Happy with that. Confidence build is there.
A little bit of a reset here in between ahead of this buy round, and actually we'll have the pit.
Dari jam 8 kan bang? Kagak kan gue jam 8an itu gue OTW ke Kuningan. Ada di servernya di Kuningan pokoknya lah. Taruh server, setup dulu kan, set. Baru kelar jam segini guys, jam 10.
Building some confidence here. Bit of a Cobra round for Devi.
Devi nyala lagi nih bro. Jing sama something turu gini guys.
Early 3K I believe in one of the rounds.
Ooh, look at this stack. They're in the right place here, Mike. How far do Paperrex go in this? Deep flash. Look at this outrageous approach.
Nembak apa sih si Jing bro? Jing jelek banget anjir, nembak apa itu?
Couldn't close down on any of the kills.
I mean, 2 pings on the reveal. Not sure how much that box just sponged.
Oh lo Jing, nembak apa itu udah ke-reveal loh bro.
Coming through, it's only really siapaaku BB who's taken a hit here down to 35 HP. Nightfall might actually be a bit of a red herring.
How much can Patman be expected to do here? That's a huge ult as well, right?
That's to basically hit the panic
Forsaken,
button.
wait, Forsaken! Oh, they read it so smart. As soon as that Nightfall caught how many? 4 players? Instantly went for it. Now, not to beat, Wolves 2 heads up for that. And the dust hasn't even settled really, but the rotations are here. Devi's back over. He was solid before this nice.
Ini Devi gampang mati gini guys.
Very difficult to break. Or not there, paranoia ready, there it is, forces them off.
Ya elah, Fai!
They seem so prepared for these holds. They've seen Patman as well. Position now given, and look at YU.
He's got so much space to play into.
His lurk is so nasty. And at this point, they want to pivot, they want to go back towards B. It does put in towards something's hand. Spring. Oh! It's gorgeous from Spring!
Fuck man, ngapain sih?
Caught in between a rock and a hard place, where do they go? Back towards C. Safety on that C site. You don't fancy walking into something like this. So the plant's in, and he's left in a 1v4.
Make an honest go of this here. You can see on the X-ray, YU already wrapping him. He's got a turret here to play contact off as well. Might even just be able to pop something in the back of the head. No. We'll get the sound cue regardless. I think now relaying that information. Yeah, that comes through.
God, his positioning.
Yeah, this is just, again, probably sitting back and watching this, Alex not going to be happy about this spray into the smoke with the audio. It's begging somebody to walk on it.
Yep.
And Spring just comes alive.
And it feels like this was a whole book.
Nembak apa tuh?
Right? Chapter by chapter, at this beginning, the box apparently being on Wolves' side. And then you had the TP coming in, you had the Nightfall coming out. This all happened. All of this was in the same round. And again, that
Devi open banget, bro.
It felt like they were so aware. There's the walk on the
Patman's on a reload. So Forsaken fully committed towards that. They're both spamming into this. I mean, there's an opportunity to potentially bait into that one person.
Aduh.
Something off rip here, round 10.
Timeout seeming to work well, at least for these early couple of exchanges, right?
Live sampai berapa lama update-nya bang? 1 jam lagi harusnya guys. Jam 12 lah kayaknya. Bisa kalau.
You never see Paperrex really relent in that regard.
No.
It will continue, and that's where they catch teams off guard, where it's like, yeah, your aggression hasn't worked.
OP-nya drop cuy anjing.
No, we're coming again, don't worry.
That 5th time, it'll work. And now we're seeing a bit of a tempo switch up from Wolves too. Very, very slow.
Guys, bisa guys. Bangkit nih. Mainnya belum full pas nih, Cok.
That reaggress, which is coming. And again, they're so prepared, Mike. They've got the PRX playbook and they understand it well. Still got to handle the players on the other side. Great shot from Batman, but it's traded. And the numbers simply so advantageous. A quick rotate off the back of once
masuknya
again.
gampang banget, bro.
Always the one to backfill these sort of plays.
Ooh, tricky. Still not easy on this though, is it?
No.
It's. Whoa! A shot!
Whoa!
Come on! How is that fair? But look at once again. If you don't see him on the site, you know where to be looking. Slow and steady, he herds them closer. They need a plant though, 17 seconds, and YU on his walkabout. Divide dead! And now the plant on the line though, Forsaken could speed up here. Punish the plant, but no, can't quite capture!
Anjir lah! Gak pernah aware saya flanknya, Cok!
Beautiful mid-rounding here, Mike. This is stunning!
Blow for blow, this exchange is beautiful to just watch from the minimap. YU threading the needle once more. Oh. That's how he gets found. But again, it's a similar thing. Paperrex, they lose one, they stack up 3 to
aware ininya, bro, flanknya,
reclear
bro.
that space. And ultimately, again, it feels like it's their demise in this round because of YU. Now sitting at 11 and 5, leading the board for Wolves.
Iya, makanya fokus sama ini aja nggak sih, Paperrex kebanyakan fokusnya aneh-aneh, guys.
And it was impressive. Again, this kind of, it feels like it came out of that timeout as well. They've clearly got a game plan in mind of how
attacker set lah.
Yeah, because they're reading it perfectly. That, again, this scenario, first blood comes through, they know Paperrex are going to re-clear. So there's going to be 1, potentially 2 other lanes on the map that are totally open for YU to walk into.
It's very impressive to watch because Paperrex are a really hard to handle team. You only have to look at the names they've taken down to get to this point, right? It makes perfect sense. Liquid, Sen, G2. I mean, they're a dangerous team. You know, if you want to you talk about these kind of intelligent teams, they play that, Valorant. They've fallen for this, but Wolves have come in very prepared. Maybe just very, very ready for what Paperrex like, understand the tendencies.
Prepared, yes, but actually refining some of the things that we've seen them adapt here in Toronto, which is actually what's so refreshing to see. Again, on a dream run like this, an underdog dark horse, but actually improving game by game.
Oh my god.
Upsets along the way,
Oh my god. Jingnya nggak panas begini, bro. Lagi penting malah turu, guys, selalu, guys.
Now for Paperrex, so once again you kind of go into the archives, right? As much as everyone likes to look at these guys as underdogs, they've had to rebuild. That is true. Bringing in Patman was fantastic. It worked. We've all seen the difference in their playstyle as of late. They're starting to look much, much better overall. But these guys have sat in finals. These guys have been in Champions finals. They know what this sort of pressure's like. They are never going to be the underdogs in my mind. They're too talented.
Karena servernya belum up, guys, lagi dipindahin.
They need to adapt here.
Just look what's happened here as well. Paperrex have already drawn a player across. I mean, Divine now reconsidering, but Spring looking to pressure up towards Tree. Divine again, counter 3, almost caught one here. YU now, again, shows presence on the other side. So ice towards the minimap, look what happens. Immediately Paperrex looking to isolate the weaker side of this default, but they pick up the pace towards A.
I like the intention, actually, I really do. But the problem is the stall out's fantastic from Paperrex. Denying that space being taken freely. They're here quickly from something. Information galore in 25 seconds. We are now at pressure stations. Forsaken down on 30. Has to respect the paint shell. A spray through the smoke here doesn't land, but something's does. They're dwindling numbers. Siapaaku BD and Spring, the last 2 standing, and they are cornered here. This adjustment from Paperrex.
Nice!
Fine!
Nice!
Stunning from them. They worked it so well.
Now that is a beautiful recovery, considering what happened elsewhere. It was paranoia, showstopper, so much thrown towards YU. And in that situation, Wolves just kind of need to go, 1 for 2 in terms of approaching A site. they do that, Paperrex still come
Jason
back.
lumayan nyala Jason sih guys.
It's
Nice.
really nice for Paperrex. Again, even seeing that discipline start to an extent, right? That dose of discipline at the beginning, the second contact's made.
A sprinkle of
Wikau panas banget Wikau guys.
That's as much as
Bisa ya. 3 sama SX 3 sama SX 3 guys.
Starting to read what Wolves are doing, identifying YU where he was. And yet the trap was there, but even those rotations coming in so quick. Back into the mix of things. A buy for both sides, still lacking for some areas on Paperrex's side. You're going to see that Guardian still in the hands of Divide. And a stack up from Wolves. And on the other side, Forsaken, not too far, a clear towards Mound, and a wanted punish. You can see they're starting to read this, maybe Mound pressure, trying to maybe toy with those expectations.
Terlalu buru-buru banget coy majunya guys.
Things the key stakeholder in terms of those set pieces outside C. Try to shut him down here. Again, beautiful read or assessment, I guess, of the previous situation.
Pro play gue agak pagi sih guys kayaknya guys. Ini gue kelar ini dulu guys. Terus gue harus beberes, harus mandi dulu, gerah gue.
Yeah, for sure, yeah.
Seeing these rotations on rotations, these adjustments.
Jir, main lari-lari aja gitu tuh.
Bring almost. And now a moment of quiet here.
That could slow things down potentially.
Yeah, they're not able to kind of pre-take, I guess. And the plant's going to come in. Now this should encourage movement here. Just going to kind of eat the Prowler, still close range, still able to use the shorty just fine. Weapon's not right and the knight's not ready. So 3v3 in the post. Look at the position from YU.
Flank lagi pasti ada pasti bro.
Coming in from CFAT BB, he is still on the way, but they've still got to slow things down. YU does well. Lightsaw still has to hold ground here, and now the silence becomes deafening. The position becomes questioned. They don't know where he is, but they're going to hazard a guess. CFAT BB does well on one. Draws to fire off the defuse. Just needs to keep his cool here. This would be everything for him, trying to play to the time, play to the tempo, play to the clock. And play him like a fair dog!
Aduh!
Beautiful for the Red Bull clutch!
This guy, time and time again, looks so
Rafanya takut banget, Cok.
composed in the clutch. It closes out a 7-5 half here, Lauren. Fantastic stuff from Wolves.
Oh my
This has
god.
been an exceptional game so far. Just brilliant from both sides. And again, on surface,
Duh,
you may have thought,
dia nggak kena itu
it's not
dengan
gonna be
itunya,
this,
Cok.
you know, really cerebral matchup. But this has been a wondrous affair.
It really has. That's any sort of taster here towards the second half. Don't go anywhere, we'll find out very
Yeah,
shortly.
we will, because we do have a bit of
Oke,
a
sabar.
We have the one and only Mixwell standing by for us. So that'll be where we're going to in just a second. So I can't wait to hear from him. He's been in these scenarios. Let's see how that feels from the other side.
Langsung pulang nggak bang? Enggak. Kelawar bracket doang.
Well, one of the perks of being here live during finals weekend is being able to run into legends such as Mixwell, who's co-streaming here from the venue now. Welcome back to Canada. You've been here before. What do you think about the crowd so far?
I think the crowd is one of the loudest I've ever seen, to be honest. I traveled to a lot of tournaments in VCT, so they are doing a great job.
Yeah, it's very exciting to be among them now. You have a little bet when it comes to Wolves. Can you explain it to everybody what happens if Wolves win this event?
I wasn't familiar with their game. At the start of the tournament, I said that if Wolves wins the event, I'm gonna go bold. So now I'm afraid I need PRX to win today, please.
Toronto, what are the chances do you think of him going bold? Come on, are Wolves going to win this event? Oh, it's not looking
Besok
good
langsung
for him.
sekaligus
It's
2
not
match
looking
lah
good.
guys. Besok
Now
enggak
some of the
satu-satu.
players on stage, you know, we've
Yo,
really
5
seen
soalnya.
their personalities. Sufat, BB, Forsaken, they're on their feet, they're hyping up the crowd. As a former player who also
2-0 sih harusnya guys. Nabil banyak
ngatur
atur Nabil.
man on your
RP
team.
paling kalau
I think it's really
kelar
important,
jam
especially when they are
1-an,
down.
jam 2-an
Some
lah.
games, Wolves were down and Sufat brought Juicy back, for example. And I think it's crucial. I think that you have to play with the crowd.
Pak Winda kayak nggak bisa hari ini deh. Lagi diberesin guys servernya. Mungkin jam 12-an baru up guys.
Wolves, especially,
Besok 2 match lower.
they are enjoying it a lot. And a lot of
Ada
people
2
want to
match.
cheer
Oh,
for
2
them
match
as
ya
well
besok ya.
because of that energy.
Besok nggak mungkin 2 match nggak sih?
I like them.
Itu 2 match
Even
ya?
though I might go bold, I like them.
We
Satu
shall
kocak.
see. I hope you do go bold at the end of this event. Thank you very much, Mix for
4
joining me.
tim guys.
And let's see if Paperrex can maybe save him in the second half.
Yaudah. Ini pokoknya server lagi migrasi dan
One thing I
udah
will
pasti aman habis
absolutely
ini.
agree with is this crowd has been amazing. for both teams as well.
But the second thing I will say is actually referencing back something we were talking about in the cast the other day.
BO5 soalnya
You see
besok.
the econ report here from Coinbase. Again, very evenly contested first half here. YU the ones to really pull ahead here for Wolves, but also Divide on the other side of things.
Yep.
But
YU.
just come back
Nama
to that
YU
same
sih?
point again,
YU
the
Kaos.
resilience. Juicy the other day, an absolute stinker of a first half.
Yeah, really
But
struggled.
again, the vibes never changed on stage. You could see maybe hints of frustration coming through, but that's where players like
Tapi kita nggak, yo.
really pay
Kita,
dividends
maksudnya
in
kita apa
terms
tuh?
of a team's mental.
I mean, we
Login barengan 300 orang itu aman Bang Yo, aman. Servernya udah mantep, Kis. Udah.
to get you back going.
You almost need a conductor actually
Sepil
from the
harga
stage to
PC-nya
be able
50
to
juta
actually
udah enggak.
back into getting a team back online, and Wolves certainly have tapped
Gua sama
into
jeruk
that
nih,
here
boleh,
in
bentar.
Toronto.
All right,
Wait, Bisa.
Paperrex now on the attack, 5-7. Wow! Divide, headliner, a big player in big games too. Don't forget
Ya
what this
elah,
man can do.
Dede.
3 pivotal kills and a stark reminder of who Paperrex can be.
We dictate the pace now. You can't.
Itu dia,
sit back
Fai,
in
itu
the
dia,
default.
Fai.
We'll bring the fight to you. Now,
Ah, sih.
why you in spring?
Ya elah,
Why
Dek.
you left now in a 1v5? An ace needed. The jinx.
Ya elah, Dek. Flawless gini, Dek.
Kicking off the second half with a flawless round victory.
And you're right, I think what you said, controlling that tempo, making their fights their own. Hard to handle on all
Gila nih dapat ya, nih
occasions.
dapat 3 bro nih orang.
See if Paperrex are going to dial into that. And actually, really, I guess we've asked this before of Wolves.
Gila dapat 15 kill guys. Ngeri gitu
Kind of
guys.
stabilize a little bit in the second half.
Au!
Really get to grips with what their opponent's going to try and achieve here is, again, no secrets on the way in from Paperrex. Stack misplaced here, so your second successful approach towards A. Hopefully.
Yep. And I getting looked towards Divide here, 2 away from his ult so early on. I mean, that could be there for the bonus, right? Huge.
It was like, yeah, his third 3K or something.
One
on
off
the map
now.
so far.
That's brilliant. Massive for the attacking side. That could be lovely for them to have in the back pocket. Something that Wolves will have to deal with.
Coming to your first buy round, to have that ultimate available is brutal.
Woo! Ah,
Wow.
Guys,
A response found.
easy, Tiger. We shouldn't get more dangerous than this. Stop it. Stop it. Jing and Forsaken keep this in control. Stop it! What has gone on? Forsaken left in a 1v2. Come on, Forsaken, surely you keep this safe. Backpedaling away, trying to play the time now. This should never have been this close. See that being
Nice!
forced to move.
Bodoh kali anjing.
Way closer.
Aduh, apa
Down to a
sih?
triple clutch here. Just one rifle retained. Now you're almost relying on Devi's ult to be the turning point
Pik
here.
mulu babi, ngepik mulu.
Paperrex are able to get the purchase together. Jing down on Judge, but I saw finding so much value here. Oh, Jing.
God. Okay.
Blood pressure check required for
Yeah.
Alex.
We'll get the heart rate monitors out next time. Now, again, keep in mind they do have Devi's ult here. So this is something you've got to see them build around, be aware of. Quick little pain shot to try and maybe delay.
I mean, Wolves are just perfectly for this. There's actually nobody here. Yes. Entry found, but it's a full 5v5 in the post.
Sketchy timing on this. And it looks like something wants to try and hold this back. They're willing to try and brawl on the site. They're not sitting deep at all here. Something wants to draw blood. PRX still standing by. Claw, it's
Nembak
messy.
apa bro?
And now there's an opportunity. PRX though, banking on Jin. And you know he'll give you a couple here. Beautiful.
Yes! Belum.
Now down in the 1v2. Incredibly difficult for CFAT BB again.
Weh,
Jin
Jing!
got that one all day long.
The tempo shift here on the half certainly suiting Paperrex. Now one to the
Taker nih,
good.
bos.
7 the scoreline. Get this judge up close and personal.
Okay, who's got...
Jing 4 on the round for him. Good progress towards the showstopper as well. Gonna potentially.
Let's go, let's go, let's go!
All right, let's have that for the next buy round here. Wolves.
Yes, Jing udah nyala
Bit of a
guys.
Shiko. No ultimates to their name. I mean, see Fat BB the closest, and well, actually, Lysor one away from the TP, but not necessarily too impactful.
Oh,
Aduh,
okay.
cok,
Okay.
cok.
That's a recoverable weapon. No one else is here, so the game should be given away to an extent. Obviously now, the hit being noted by AYO, trying to buy time, but it's hard to hold this back, right? It's a flood of players, full kit.
Ya elah deh, TP
We
kemana?
didn't see it.
Yeah, it's
We
all,
didn't
all
see
good,
it.
all good, all good. PRX though, got to steady the ship here. Can still get a little bit scary. And now Juicy does have that Vandal, right? Can they play him in? The post plant is purely on the site itself, Mike. There isn't anyone sitting deep.
Well, I mean, he's got 4 sheriffs basically to rally behind here and try and make this rifle work. Found the first. Pac-Man's fallen.
Okay, Divine now. Gonna have to do work here. See if that BB does well. Divine.
Oh!
I told you before.
Wah, ini nggak jelas cok, di Paperrex aneh banget anjing.
And he just had a hell of a lot of impact.
Aneh banget kalau Dapa yang nggak nembak cok
Blink
itu.
and you miss it. One of the quickest aces I think we've probably ever seen.
Look at this. And they needed him. They needed this. It was all going wrong. Oh,
That is just
magic.
beautiful to watch back. He's going through it.
But they're getting close, Wolves, right? They're getting close on these rounds, getting a little bit scary. But the scoreline looking good for Paperrex. 9-7, a buy back in hand for Wolves, though. They have to stop the rot fast.
This could be the round to find that response. But I can see you, Fat BB's ultimate.
Tetep aja cok, itu menang gara-gara Dava. Kalau nggak ada Dava itu udah selesai sih kayaknya Ronnya. Nah, Thrifties itu.
All about side C. There is a bit of a gap here with Forsaken, the solo anchor towards A. Obviously, possibility here. Pac-Man and
Utilo udah kagak ada tuh Utilo. Oh, ada flash.
fairly quickly, but
Well, here comes the test. Pac-Man. Don't know if that's going to reach. It does, so Lysor will be noted. Draws the paranoia. Okay, counter on counter. They can't hear a thing here. Divide, though, unaffected, unfazed. 35 seconds getting close now. The paranoia burnt early, and Lysor needs to be ready. This is a lot of pressure coming his way. You're going to hear the ults coming out to secure the plant, but Lysor still does the damage. Can't do the dance, though, with Forsaken. And that's
Ya Allah, Jing ngapain sih?
punishing Jing on the push-up. And now the plant gets hindered. Problems now mounting.
Cok, ini ngapain sih? Si Jing nggak bisa.
Position noted earlier, they should be aware. But this man's dangerous, but not today. Spring's got his number. And Wolves back within touching distance.
Bingung gitu udah tembak aja cok, lompat-lompat bingung mau kemana anjing, sumpah cok ultinya.
finally stop that string of rounds.
Bingung banget ulti mau kemana guys, sumpah guys.
Getting costly here on both sides. And showstopper shut
Tuh,
down
kayak bingung
here.
begitu mau kemana cok.
Jing desperate to try and convert.
It's broken the money from Paperrex.
Yeah, it has,
See
yeah,
how
I mean,
close
it's-
these rounds
Nah,
have
nggak ada
been.
duit bro, Paperrex aneh banget.
It's not necessarily been a walk in the park for that string of rounds, but Jing put his
Oh,
rifle to work. Start of round 18.
He's had a feel-good round not too long ago. Ooh,
Oh, look at that
dear,
anti-TP
Blender.
sets up!
Oh, it's so sick! You think Wolves are just another team? They're certainly not very ready for what Paperrex wanted to bring. Forsaken picking up what feels like the curse.
oh udah killjoy guys ya.
at this
Aneh
point.
banget cuma something cok.
Just dropping hand to hand, divided well last time in the scenario. Not too dissimilar to this, but not be able to get it this time. Yeah, handled. Wolves fully ready.
Something just walking into a blender. Was it both nanos actually into that
Kinda
corner?
looked
The
like
alarm bot was there as well.
Yeah,
Obviously the vulnerable taking effect.
second time.
Yeah,
out
it was.
there.
Yeah, the second is here.
No escape, really. God.
And actually, yeah, I didn't even, Jinx forced into the line of sight as well, so
Guys.
great little setup here from Wolves will actually get them a second round. Force a timeout as well from Paperrex.
Duanya mati konyol bro, anjing mampus diomelin lu.
Required
Something nggak nyala-nyala nih bro, aduh something nyala kek.
9-9 the scoreline.
I just keep thinking, oh, okay, Paperrex back to 4 in the row. You start to have Jing popping off. You've had Divide doing, acing out.
Dong, something nyala dong, ayo bisa dong.
But then these last two, Wolves never feel like they look like they're under pressure. It's always possible with them. That nice little setup, these last 2 rounds, very considered.
Find themselves in a really good position actually here in terms of defensive ultimates. They got 1 away from the lockdown. Springs 1 off the pit.
Oh, true, yeah.
2 more for Juicy to find the showstopper. I mean, yes, options on the side of Paperrex, but in terms of this defensive ult cycle,
Pusing guys.
gotta feel really,
Something
really
kill
good
9,
about
untuk
themselves.
Pemain nggak nyala, Pemain bisa nyala ini bro.
Again, even with that string of rounds now, look
Yeah.
at what's in the bank for Paperrex. What's behind this purchase? I even hear a broken purchase if you look at some of the shields.
Duanya rame banget itu guys.
This feels tense though, because this was the one from the timeout, right? This one with the plan in mind for Paperrex. The last check-in with the coaching staff, unless we get OT.
Wolves getting a little active here as well,
Hey,
actually.
off the back of a timeout, why not? A traditional reaction. Is Paperrex aware? Something. There's 3 players in that smoke. He may think there's 1, but will he expect all 3? Quick enough to find 1. Great paranoia from Forsaken as well. Do they try and go on the hunt from this? Oh, the TP's lovely. Big investment on that, but I like the idea behind it, taking a lot of space. But look at towards the site. It's, Juicy still standing here, pops the ult, plays it well. Oh, catching Jing mid-air! You can't get away from him.
Ada yang
Brought
butuh
back
cok.
to life before
Isinya cok.
from CUBB, and now he's standing on his own 2 feet. Divide left.
Aduh,
All on
ngapain
his
sih
own.
cok? Ngapain coba langsung lompat begitu bro, lagi ada ulti guys.
You thought that TP might have cut
udah
right through him,
rugi
it didn't.
10.000.
The Wolves still
Sumpah
standing
jujur
together,
ini Jing
fighting
mulai
together.
kayak pedang
Divide does
bermata
what he
dua.
can,
Mulai
putting up the
ngasih
stab.
mata
Wah.
terus,
Taking
dan
the
Jing
lead.
panas aimnya.
Executed to perfection here. Again, a crucial trade from
Terus si
Juicy,
something
but
harusnya minimal ada yang road ini nggak sih guys?
Showstopper comes through. That splash damage. I can't believe that even catches on Jing. Outrageous scenes here.
Are you starting to believe now? The way this half started, I thought it was going to go kind of par for course, right? What you'd expect. But the Wolves, once again, proving they are lethal about their business. So we go again. Money, not looking good for Paperrex. It's Stingers, it's a Sheriff, it's a Bulldog.
Jelek banget cok.
Brought together from the bargain bin basically here. Can they make something
Mainnya nggak
with
lepas
it?
gini bro.
Ooh, a little bit of chip on the way. Position now noted. Super BB on the site here. Still got C's and his Prowlers, but they are fast to this. Lights all caught sleeping. Not expecting the pace. Juicy,
Nice.
a wild play through the smoke. Gonna find 2, but Springs now here. It gets a bit messy, but it's working out, at least for now, in Wolves' side.
Not great here for Pac-Man, though.
Oh, do you really go for that? No.
He certainly doesn't feel safe to just stick the plant out, so they're waiting for something. Does have the ultimate here, but again, the 2v3 doesn't feel good.
And that chip on Pac-Man 2, they're starting to feel it. Something's going to have to go nuclear. Try and save the day, but none of these fights, these engagements.
Ya Allah.
YU does well, even Pac-Man.
Thread kill gak sih? Kenapa nggak thread kill sih guys? Aneh banget guys.
Wolves again now, round by round, taking this away from Paperrex.
Kayak bingung banget kiri kanan guys. Padahal di atas saya dia udah bener bro.
This is
God.
getting into really awkward territory now. You can see there's effectively a force up here.
Kayak bingung banget guys dia.
Ultimates are plenty. Talking about some of those defensive ultimates here for Wolves.
Aduh bingung banget dia guys, sumpah guys.
See how it lies here for Paperrex. This is
Lihat mereka killnya rata guys. Lihat Pac-Man nggak kill lagi cok.
a consideration, but could potentially
Jason apa
face
udah
Wolves here on
berusaha
match
setengah
point on
mati
a
tuh guys.
broken buy.
on Paperrex's map choice.
Yeah. Yeah.
It all starts to compound here, but they're not there yet. 4 in a row, unanswered. Alt starting to build, money looking solid. We're gonna need a Paperrex round. Gonna need someone to step up, and it looks like something wants to try and trailblaze his way forward. Good info, 2 spotted, and the rest now filling behind that.
So whether or not they were trying to set up for potentially a paranoia there.
Oh, the paranoia was fine on one, but it doesn't quite juicy. Still standing, still breathing. Forsaken gonna find the trade out towards Lightsaw. Nice from Paperrex, unwilling to relent on the site now. Spring and what? Oh my God, what a shot! Couldn't get the second.
Nice on.
Forsaken wants this. YU.
3 lawan 1, 3 lawan 1.
3. This would be something
Anjing gue udah
special.
pakai ini loh, mode ini anjing.
But a lifeline for Paperrex. Jump spot towards street, that's from Divide. Time's been bought. Couldn't get
Gede banget tuh lompat tuh.
enough. Now they know the position. The cross should be the death of YU. I say should. Yeah, they're not giving him an inch here. Very well handled by Paperrex in the end. They had to keep their cool there.
Almost a lifeline here in terms of the bigger picture. Brings it within 1. Not allowing Wolves to really sit back on their laurels and rely on these ultimates. Getting so sloppy on that first kill. The paranoia almost setting things in motion, but Forsaken just
Heroics there.
yeah, just absolutely
Nice.
bulldozing.
Jason tapi agak getar ya. Jason agak getar guys ya. Kok masa bisa ini sih bro anjing?
Wolves a late timeout in the half in the map. Round 22. Comfortable financially, so they still got those ultimates actually building back towards Juicy and Siufat BBs. Almost a stacked deck here in terms of this cycle.
Yeah, it starts looking a bit scary, and that Jing's 2 away from his. Forsaken 1 off and 2 away from Patman's, but as said, this feels like we're getting really...
1 hari aja bang,
Well,
sabar
again,
gue cek
think
dulu,
about
gue
it as well,
cek.
you don't invest these ultimates early on, you never really
Pen
get a
bang,
clean
servernya lagi dibikin guys, sabar ya.
5 retake versus Paperrex, because they'll find a plant, but they'll also more often than not push towards spawn, try and find a kill, weaken that setup. So if Wolves do have any kind of set pieces around these ultimates, you're really
Kalau
looking
menang
forward
mereka
to
miskin sih
bringing
guys.
YU to
Harusnya ya, nggak tahu ya.
mitigate that risk and sit deep enough where you're not really going to be able to rely on it too much.
Tadi masih kaya cok, mereka masih bisa bayar terus guys.
They're a team that reads into that sort of thing.
Ultinya oke, punya banyak
So well.
ulti guys.
Well, I'm probably going to see a paint shell. I imagine maybe a seize perhaps, who knows, but... You're seeing the way...
Oh Jason, Java udah menyala banget
The
guys.
stars align for
Patman harus menyala, Patman nih bre, Patman bre. Let's go bre.
Could be right off the rip. Here we go. Already paint shell comes in, C's not going to find it, but the reveal is fantastic. Juicy going to go down, Forsaken doubling in. This is lovely from them.
Nice,
See if the baby does answer back in kind, but Paperrex aren't stopping. They
He's
want
gotta go
the site. And it, yeah,
Nice!
beautifully done by something. Yeah, that's stunning. Almost singular in approach, just banking on themselves.
Anjing gak ada yang jagain dia apren cok.
120 left on the clock. It's a haymaker thrown from Paperrex and it lands once more. Similar to those early rounds we did see in the second half.
This shouldn't be possible. A 1v3. It shouldn't be possible, and it isn't. Something in the end to add the full stop to that sentence. But it is 11-11, Mike. Paperrex have found what they needed. But it's getting close.
Gila cok, lah tuh ngepick gila tuh guys.
In place for Wolves. And you're looking at those ults, they become such a heavy factor, but this reveal was everything.
Lysor, unfortunately, still in the committed position. Siufat BB, unfortunately,
Anjing, dampaknya kenceng banget bro.
by the flash. Tried to turn it, but even so, you connect that first shot, you've got 2-3 more
Kan 4
members of
ulti,
Paperrex
guys!
staring you down. Paperrex maybe feel as if they found the recipe here. Slower approach this time around. No resistance shown early on, at least, from Wolves.
Oke, dimajuin lagi.
Exploration elsewhere. This is both YU and Spring, though. Spring's going to continue pushing forwards. Might even catch Divine Spawn.
Yeah, trying to almost sell
Ngapain,
this.
Cok?
Completely unawares. They hadn't seen this sort of look before. But if anything, it encourages his approach towards A now.
Anjing.
Jing does have the showstopper as well, though.
Yeah, this is going to get tense. Both players stuck on the back of the side now. Ready for the swing, but not ready for the shot. Lights or hand is forsaken, waiting for the pop of the Owen. Jing's landed it. 3v3 now. Tension rising. Something holding the push through the door on the other side now. Rewarded. Nice from him. Man advantage and Plant next on the cards.
See the lockdown invested here. It's a 2v3. The response comes through from Pac-Man, but Paperrex gonna get to fight this.
Ngapain sih?
Yeah, beautiful from him. They've got to react to it now. Something is...
Ngapain sih?
Jing, what do you do?
He's caught.
What do you do?
They can just stick it.
Yeah.
Goblok banget
I
anjing.
can't believe it. YU just has to hold guard. And for Jing, he just has to stand back and watch as the 12 gets taken away in the final hour of regulation. Wolves take the lead.
3 lawan 2 loh, Jing.
Rough for Wolves, but they find that response, finally finding the opportunity to invest the lockdown. I mean, it's another situation where you just see Forsaken again, just digging so deep. Jing hitting the drive-by as well.
Astaga, Cok.
That killed Rob with the follow-up here onto something. This is one ultimately that can bail Jing out in that situation. They're coming into this though. Wolves still have a pit, still have a showstopper.
Ultinya habis semua, guys.
Big tools to work with here in round 24. The moment of silence will drop. Paperrex poised now.
Cover going out.
Once again, it's like actually a big info there. Catch him drifting away here.
Tuh lagi Pemain apa ngepick begitu bro, aneh banget sama Pemain dah.
It being Jing, obviously.
Aduh.
The tip of the
Kalau
spear
nembak
on some of
kepick,
these
kalau
set
nembak
pieces,
kena pala nggak apa-apa, dia nggak ada ini nggak ada nembak guys pala.
It all feels like the calm before the storm.
Wolves almost scratching their heads here. They invest the pit over, expecting maybe that with that information, Paperrex are rotating towards C.
There's the info, but are you ready for the hit? How do you play it for Lysor? Oh my god, he's going for the heroics. Oh, he went for the heroics and it worked out
Nice,
for
huh?
one. Not going to get a second. Paperrex now finds stability on the site. Into the post plant. Something playing a little further ahead. He wants a one and done and back away. No one's given him that yet though. And the time ticking for Paperrex here. This is good for them. Still ults in play though. Juicy has his. You've heard that invested. Flies on the site, but something does well. Gets one back. The showstopper doesn't work.
Nembak apa sih? Bingung banget guys mereka loh.
It's into a 2v2. It ain't over yet. You're looking at the post plant for Devi and Jing here. Can they hold on to this? Pain shell posted by some seconds. They needed to stay alive. Devi digging deep, and they're not dead yet. They're not done yet. You should have killed
Something
them.
kayak bingung banget, Cok. Itu bingung banget gua something guys.
Bringing it back to 12 apiece.
Of course,
Something
we
kenapa
see
ya, Cok?
overtime here on the first map of this series. An insane exchange here.
Kayak bingung banget dia musuh di mana sumpah nih orang. Kayaknya ini nggak fokus ya dia. Satu nih, set.
A brazen approach.
No fear.
Almost their trademark game plan here. For Wolves, I gotta say it, seemingly up to the challenge. Everything gets reset now for round 25. Those ultimates will be
Guys, kenapa nih something? Ayo melek dong.
I mean, Wolves, a perfect position to close out now, but back onto the attacking side.
The timing's going to be critical on this. They've read it really well here.
Same piece we've seen previously.
And it worked out well for a 2-for-2 trade in the end, but this time, Jing, something in unison. They're not going to let him even have a chance into this.
Udah picknya, udah. Bareng-bareng kalau mau pick.
Back in, they're taking the fight. He can't do that. Paperrex locked in on
Udah.
They should find stability.
Udah.
But Wolves look unwilling to back away. They don't want to go
They're
elsewhere.
expecting Paperrex to rotate away from this and give up the space, but Paperrex reading this perfectly. Still got both extremities controlled as well, so
It's so difficult. They need a freebie. They need something, and it ain't happening. Paperrex looking sharp here. Right read, right place, right shots.
draw first blood. This set piece once more. The back of the C's nade. This time around, no casualties, no trade found.
Tuh flashnya Java bagus banget, Cok. Sumpah, Cok.
Stick the landing.
Berapa tuh Tereng?
Wolves actually call a timeout here. Ahead of the second round in overtime.
So impressed by Paperrex's mental here though, because they've been put through the ringer on this. Again, it's pressure on them more than anything, right? If you're Wolves, you've already done more than expected.
In fine form today. But yeah, again, usually with Wolves you'd be talking about, you know, this unknown quantity and, you know, hard to read and stuff like that.
Oh, bikin stiker Paperrex bang, nanti guys,
There's some familiarity between these two teams. It makes it a little bit more interesting because we've seen kind of counters to both approaches.
Yeah.
No, si Upat acu diam.
Dismantle those defaults.
Iya, si Upat diam, si
Wolves
Upat.
also looking as if they're very adept at dealing with early round aggression and I'm with you on that one.
Again, you look at Paperrex, they are a legacy team here, right? And they have that one destination in mind, that final
Kok
stop.
tapi ke baju Paperrex nggak sih bang? Boleh, tapi nggak boleh ada brandnya doang sih pentingnya guys. Itu yang susah.
And it's down to the wire between these two. So we go again. Similar scenes it looks like, right? It almost looks like rinse and repeat, but Jing this time is fast. Oh, and he does get it!
Sure.
Lysor has gone down. It looked a little laboured, but YU swings in. Oh, he gets a second! Hold on, Paperrex.
Temennya kayak
Held
kagak
back
yang-
here now.
Tapi gue masih percaya, gue masih percaya.
Just behind the wall as well. Not necessarily a comfortable push out here
That's
for
both
Wolves to
players.
control. Yeah, Divine and Forsaken. I have the spike. Will be given an opportunity to reset a little bit here, but find themselves in a 2v3.
Oh, I thought they were leaving Devi there. God.
Shadows traveling. So no paranoia. Going to be a little gap on a follow-up smoke here. Spark comes through. Juicy still got satchels. Spring still with a snake bite, so a couple of tools here at Wolves' disposal.
Oh, it's so tense now. You're gonna need someone to over-deliver. And
Nice!
Paperrex thinking deep.
Nice!
Spring can't stand.
Sit down boy, sit down boy. Sit down boy. Emang beda dua orang top ini ya.
On map one.
Hey, this standing pistol round, huh?
Why you never stand up?
He's legit NPC full, they should take it.
NPC, si legit NPC. NPC katanya guys. Bocok. Coba ya kita tanya lagi ya. Saya sebagai wartawan dari Motion Live mewartakan bagaimana Bapak Lutan Irgi update prosesnya.
Lagi.
Apakah ada estimasi kota akan up? Soalnya bocil-bocil kota sudah menyerang di live chat para pasti saya.
Oke.
Kira-kira
Iya,
apakah
sudah
hari
mulai
ini kita
terlihat sih.
up ke 750 Bapak Irgi?
Ya, testing dulu.
Testing boleh? Oh,
Mungkin
nice.
Bapak Rio, ya. Bagaimana
Boleh di-testing
menurut
750, oke?
Oke.
Soalnya ini kalau dengar-dengar tadi speknya sih ini PC sudah bisa minimal ya 1500 lah guys. Sampai enggak bercanda 1500 kalau bisa nggak tahu juga guys. Tapi spek speednya ini ngebut misteri katanya. Soalnya saya ngelihat dia download pakai PC itunya langsung penuh.
Ngebut sih emang koneksinya mantap ini.
Bener, lu upload pun ngebut ini. Lu ngambil data pun ngebut banget downloadnya maksudnya.
Iya.
Iya.
40
Bara
GB cepet.
udah rugi 10.000.
Cil.
Bang Yo RP badai sampai pagi kah?
Tenang guys. Nanti RP ya kita ya sama TB ya sama IG ya. Enggak. Bentar doang guys, paling guys. Enggak ya, capek. Mau ngecek koneksi.
Ting dulu aja, ntar takut ada yang
Soalnya harusnya udah nggak ada kentang-kentang harusnya ya. Diperkirakan setelah kota up harusnya ya minimal tidak ada PL lagi yang tinggi, itu tidak ada harusnya.
harusnya ya.
Dan orang download tuh mungkin agak tidak ada lemot-lemot lagi ya. Jadi mungkin cepat.
Betul.
Ya. Betul sekali. Tunggu ya teman-teman. Mikir keras, sudah tadi dalam mikir keras. Kecuali PC kalian yang kentang, jangan salahkan kita lagi ya. Tolong. Ya tolong ya. Ya Bang Winda besok ya guys. Besok Bang Winda guys. Soalnya biar make sure udah aman banget hari ini. Dicek dulu. Kalian juga ngecek kan. So tambah. Naikin dikit ya. Naikin dikit guys. Dicoba tes dikit. Naikin dikit. Servernya di kamar lu ya. Kagak lah. Tadi gue lucu banget. Gue ada cerita lucu nih Gi. Dia kan tuh tempat server banyak server RP lain ya. Jadi tuh gue kayak, Mas, server RP lain mana Mas? Saya mau tanya dong, mana yang punya ini. Wah tidak boleh dikasih tahu Mas. Ya saya pengen siram komputernya. Kalau gue siram mati semua tuh. Pengen gue serang guys, hardware guys. Biar mati kotanya. Pengen gue tanya, banyak server besar ternyata di situ guys. Banyak. Tadi pikir-pikir. Tapi yang lebih lucunya lagi, operatornya teman-teman. Pas gue nyampe, set. Anjir, dia kan layarnya gede gitu ya. Ada dibagi-bagi gitu ya. Kayak ada layar gede terus dibagi 12 gitu. Nontonin RP satu kota satu Bang Gigi, bayangin. Gue ngakak banget.
Oh iya,
beneran kayak literally dipantau gitu loh. Dia harus nonton streaming orang kayak dipantau. Oh aman ya, aman kota ini aman, kota ini aman, kota ini aman. Udah. Dia nontonin semuanya dibagi kayak 12 screen gitu. RP-nya tuh kokak banget. Gue bilang anjir nih security anjir fix. Security server guys. Gue tadi ada server apa gitu, dia lagi nikah, ditonton sama dia. Tapi kecil banget gitu loh, kecil cuma segini. Kecil gitu, tapi yang penting nyalan. Gak nge-lag gitu. Kata gue bilang, Mas nontonin RP? Gue bilang, enggak ini mah nontonin dikit tapi ngeliat juga. Kalau misalnya ada apa-apa jadi kelihatan tuh gitu lagi nge-lag atau apa.
Ya mantap koneksi itu.
Mantap koneksi dia. Kalau misalnya tiba-tiba ditelepon, Mas ini kenapa Mas nge-lag? Nah dia ngeliat live-nya, oh PL-nya tinggi, dia cek pasti. Misalnya ada apa gitu. Kota X yang lagi nikah. Wah ketahuan! Itu Mas Dean. Emang iya guys. Jadi harusnya kita udah sama dengan server-server lain lah. Terus yang paling parahnya gue ini guys. Gue diketawain Masnya guys. Katanya punya siapin PC bagus-bagus banget digituin gue. Si orang agresif kan datang tadi. Mas, dia tanya, Mas, jujur, ini PC yang kita bawa PC paling bagus dari sini. Ini sih kayaknya agak terlalu bagus dia gitu. Kota-kota lain berarti biasa aja guys, nggak usah lebay-lebay gitu. Gue kayak kelebayan deh.
Terlalu bagus ya kaki.
Iya anjir. Lebay-lebay itu lebay ya. Enggak sebenarnya PC-nya tuh kayak casingnya kegedean gitu guys. Soalnya kan itu casingnya casing server ya gue pesennya ya. Kayak kemahalan ya casingnya deh. Kipasnya ada 12 guys. Sumpah. Lebih Bang sih. 4 depan, 4 depan, 4 kiri, 3 atas, 1 belakang, 12. Kan cooler yang buat prosesornya pakai coolernya bukan water cooler tuh, ada 2 lagi, 14 bisa pasnya. Jadi itu 2 tahun juga nyala aman sih kayaknya. Orang gua tes dingin banget anjing itu PC kagak anget-anget itu mah.
Ruangan juga dingin banget kan.
Gue pertama kali lihat kan masuk ruangan server. Gue dalam pikiran gue tuh kan kayak gitulah ya, berantakan terus kotor gitu kan.
Iya.
Anjing bersih banget guys, sudah kayak tempat penyiapan makanan cok, nggak ada debu sama sekali. Bersih banget, dingin. Apalagi tuh, dingin banget. Dingin banget. Enggak pakai VGA kocak kalau server tuh. Enggak pakai VGA. Kalau GTA enggak pakai ya, enggak tahu yang lain. Tapi emang 4 tera doang SSD apa? Cukup be? 4 Gi.
4 tera cukup
Cukup
banget.
ya? Cukup banget ya. Takut kalau terbutuh gue tambahin ntar, tenang aja. Gue selipin satu lagi sih.
Gak usah. Cukup. Menyimpan apaan mas itu mas ya.
Siapa tahu kan butuh apa server apa gitu kan. Di situ. Lagi.
Ya.
Makanya gue tuh penasaran, gatel otak kalau udah up gue pengen penasaran pingnya coba. Gue penasaran kayak orang-orang masuk tuh langsung kayak live streaming yang anak-anak RP motion live langsung pada nggak ada tuh, ngantri lagi lama tuh gitu. Harusnya sih udah nggak ngantri ya, karena udah nggak ke limit. Iya harusnya udah nggak ngantri. 750 mungkin bisa full. Anda bisa grinding duit, udah bisa, silakan. Ruangannya ketat, nggak penjagaannya ketat lah. Ruang server tuh hitungannya kayak berangkas soalnya guys. Masuk aja pakai ID. Servernya taruh di tempat server lah. Mau di mana lagi anjing? Kalau taruh sendiri nggak kuat internet gua, kocak. Taruh rumah nggak ada internetnya, rumah yang 10 giga gitu mana ada. Ya, guys.
Di ini dulu paling mas aku kontekan.
Apa? Diapain?
Ganti OS dulu.
Ganti OS.
Oke.
Bapak-bapak, apa possible malam ini bapak-bapak?
Satu lah ya, Be ya.
Kalau lagi
iya.
tanya.
Lo live ya? Kalau lo nggak live, gue nggak deh. Besok kan mau pergi soalnya kan.
Besok kan sore, Mik.
Jam berapa sih?
Sore. Kalau gua
Oh iya, naik mobil lo apa mau naik mobil gua? Soalnya
atau lah besok aja lah, sore. Emang harus ganti OS dulu? Nggak bisa pakai Windows.
Windows 11 gue ragu sih.
Oh ragu lu? Seriusan?
Yuk besok mau pakai mobil lo, mobil gue yuk. Kalau maksudnya mobil gue, cewek gue suruh naik mobil ini. Naik mobil emaknya.
Atau besok gue tanya dulu deh, ada mobil atau enggak.
Oke.
Tadi salahnya pakai Linux, katanya emang lo bisa ngaturnya? Lagi dia begitu.
Bisa gue pakai Linux.
Bisa. Itu udah Windows gitu bisa lu ngatur-ngatur Windows Linux.
Oh enggak. Terus dari sananya gue kan gak dikasih panel ini.
Oh lu minta dia ganti ke Linux gitu bisa? Bisa dia?
Bisa dong, masa enggak?
Gue nggak tahu soalnya tadi gue tanya salesnya bilangnya Windows nggak apa-apa aman gitu doang ngomongnya. Gue mah nggak tahu.
Windowsnya Windows Server, jangan Windows ini.
Jam 1 guys mungkin 1.30 lah.
Jam 1 ya?
Nggak tahu 30 sih kalau dia bilang masih harus download OS dulu berarti lama. Belum juga OS dulu dia.
Gue sih yang request sebenarnya.
Iya nggak apa-apa kalau lu
apa-apa lah biar
ya, fokus dulu aja.
Iya yang penting aman orang main udah ini daripada main lag mulu. Kasian. Udah ngantri, nge-lag.
Guys, kita lanjut watch party.
Like
Close
you're gonna
play,
want
guys.
that KO maybe to try and like flash a bit with the deadlock there to prevent that utility from being a bit of a problem.
Booting, nggak
Try
tahu.
and sniff those things out. He's gonna have a
Lagi
tall task
pindah
ahead
data
of
dulu,
him,
guys.
without a doubt here. Curious to see how this one plays out because really it feels like both teams are doing their homework coming into this.
Jing Omen nih bang.
Of course, I think that we also need to look at Forsaken.
Oh,
I
iya
think
loh.
that one of the things that Paperrex have to take very great care of. Number one is YU, because he's going to be most likely the one that is playing outside of the pack, and that could bring
Essen lagi, bro, Essen, bro.
break some of the timings of wolves that like to wait so much, and that is why I'm looking at these players to focus on.
Oh boy, all right, well, it's time now to get ready for map number 2. Toronto, you want to see a map 3? I said you want to see a map 3, Toronto!
Map 2 dong, map 2 dong.
Here casters who very much want a map 3.
Gue pengen mandi nih sama beres nih, berantakan bos.
And you really can't blame us after
Kayak kapal pecah, Cok, kamar gue, Cok.
14
Datang-datang,
to
belum beres-beres
12,
langsung live,
it
anjing.
tipped the way of Paperrex in OT. But what a wild ride it was to get there. Now on Ascent though, Mike, has this changed any of your expectations?
I mean, you look at this, really, the upset would have come from Lotus for me. If Wolves could close out here, Paperrex struggled domestically here on Ascent. They obviously have the loss to Genji previously here, sorry. So this is the opportunity now for Wolves to get back in control of this series and force a third, because Split should be an absolute barn burner if we get there.
Please, look, I
Always delivers, man. A Split decider, always.
Oh, God. Okay, well, let's see if they can get there first. For Paperrex, though, in their minds, there's always been one goal, and it's the grand finals.
Zona Ambon di sini.
This team put together, went back to the drawing board to rebuild.
There was a great line from Devi, I think, in one of the interviews, talking about every time he sees the champs LA finisher in-game, it haunts him. A couple of them actually, I saw them bought up.
Ini kecil
on
banget,
map
Cok.
1.
Kelihatan tuh
Again,
something.
you've got to have been starving to truly understand hunger. And for Paperrex, they've never really got that first place. Not when it mattered. So for them, probably the best chance they've had in a minute's time. But still, it will be Wolves on the attack. Paperrex on the defending side. Something tries to stake his claim towards middle, but will be warded away.
Back on the Sheriff actually here. You see with a flash. Close and personal, sure. Actually, Forsaken caught on the retreat back.
Banget, padahal mah udah over.
Maybe not thinking to want to fill
Tinggal
that
aja,
space
guys.
yet, but there is still 2 players on this side of the map for Paperrex. So Pemain's still here. Jing's still on this side too. Slow and steady again for Wolves. And it looks like Paperrex wants this back, but it's just going to end up being a brawl, isn't it? They're ahead of the smoke, but what's the util on the corner? There isn't any. So Jing and Pemain do really well.
belakang ya?
Eventually effectively though.
30
Wolves
seconds.
keep the man
Belakang
to the
dia,
good,
Cok.
and they get the site for themselves.
That's the good, something down to 34 HP as well. But 2 Sheriffs on the side of Paperrex here. Good pack a punch here on the retake. For a spam, actually, the exchange back and forth. Still got a drone in play here for siapaaku.
That is lovely. Gonna have to keep themselves tucked in on this. I think both potentially spotted, yeah. And that was huge for this. Something can't get the shot.
Apa something, Cok? Something tuh panik banget, guys.
Beginning. But
Apa
again,
ya?
for Wolves, you got to make it work on these attacking sides.
Absolutely do. Talked about that being the main objective on Lotus. He did deliver.
One enemy remaining.
He'll repeat it here once more. Something. If he can get that economy building, as Mimi mentioned, what he can get done with the operator potentially on the defensive side, always a factor on Ascent.
Paperrex gambarnya bang, 1-0 guys, oke lah.
Wolves have the
Ya 2-0 mungkin.
tools to really prevent that from happening. Fairly invested here on round 2 as well. Respect being shown.
Dia ambil defender dulu ya, harusnya ambil attacker dulu
Spring on
nggak
the
sih?
Sheriff, Bulldogs across the board. Actually, with that round 1, siapaaku already halfway to the Hunter's Fury as well, so looking for further progress potentially.
But again, a reminder of that last map too. These rounds aren't free. When it comes to that second round, even if it's just a Sheriff, even if it's just classics, Paperrex will make something out of it. For now though, again, it's a considered approach from Wolves, taking their time around the map, doing their due diligence, and siapaaku will be working.
Oh, karena lo pakai baju Paperrex.
About,
Nah, apa
I imagine,
gitu, hey?
priority
Nah, apa
on
gitu?
that here. Caution needs to be shown. That deep haunt over towards B, you should have seen on the mini-map. Pretty indicative that no one's there, and the connection of the knife. So they should be pretty locked in for what's happening.
I have the spike.
Considering set piece here around the cage from Lysor, but
Are they cancelling on this?
30 seconds left. They need to find progress somewhere.
Dangerous.
Especially with players like Jing tucked up in a very deep position. YU comes out on top.
Yeah, the paranoia goes into sight, so they should be able to kind of springboard through this. Unless someone wants to smoke, now you can't. Now you're held back. It feels like the anti-Paperrex, doesn't it? But they still find a way through. Divide up and over the top, but at this point, the plant's going to be in. So very difficult to find much surprise, even ahead of maybe that deadlock util. You've got to be cautious. Again, you can afford losing one player, that being Spring. The rest you don't want to lose, and YU, it's a risk, but he should be fine here. Yeah, stability looking good. Siapaaku BB going to be building
aneh banget kepiknya.
close to that. Oh, and
Mereka ngapain dah? Setoran, Cok.
Initially, Siapaaku BB did have the spike, but plant coming through elsewhere. Still, fantastic progress made.
I got scared here, though.
Very, very worried, yeah. And the Bulldogs sometimes can be a little hard to tame. Siapaaku BB not having that issue in that regard. Sticking the spray. Now, that purchase, especially with Spring upgrading as well.
Sabar apa dia punya OP something deh.
Doable here for Wolves. Actually, 2 light shields on the side of Paperrex as well for something and Forsaken.
They're fighting on every front though, Paperrex here. Pressure down B main, pressure down cap, pressure on towards A main. It's a really risky ploy. I guess it does burn some of that early util for Wolves though, so there is that, and they're really committing the paranoia on that too.
Cover going out.
Spring on the opposite side here.
If Spring even comes out positive in any of this, it would be incredible for him. Because in the meantime, look at where the spike's going, Mike.
I think if he can show presence, or something actually. Forsaken's walked all the way up as well.
They don't know about Forsaken. Oh, it's a quick beheading.
Udah kasih balik, Cok, dapat 1, kebiasaan deh.
Still a player to hold his divider down low, but still standing and still breathing on 35. He takes YU out of the equation. Now starting to flounder a bit. You can see it with Wolves. This was only their bonus, but still struggling to find the landing on this up against the 4 remaining for Paperrex. That's going to be dealt with. You look at that mid lurk coming into effect too, but that's not going to find the value they want. And yeah, something clean with it. Lysor still making something of this. Spring still got his paranoia.
Flanking.
If he can get through here, oh my god, it's risky off the back, but still. And now the smoke dissipates on. Oh! The smoke going down on CT opens up chance here. Divide tries to find that second before the paranoia lands, but 8 seconds now.
Hey!
Stop it, Wolves!
Ngapain sih, bro?
One by one, they are taking down Paperrex, and Jing seems unaware of the possibility of Spring being so close. Smokes of his own and a couple of TPs.
Jelas banget,
How do you divide and
Cok.
conquer this? I do not know. But all eyes drawn to that potential in the smoke. Jing steps forward, smoke goes down!
Apa sih?
Finds him! Mike, I can't believe what I just saw.
Conversion on the bonus here. Talked about the threat.
Banget defense-nya apaan dah?
It looks like Paperrex initially come out with a win to catch this kill, but not just that, the information that Wolves are descending upon B site. But some key pieces of utility, key damage towards Divide in that initial exchange.
You can finally
Pays off massively for Wolves.
Something kenapa ngepick mulu sih, Cok? Aduh, barang-barang gitu loh.
And I'm waiting with bated breath, right? Because that's a huge start for them. Because I feel like
Lu pilih set, lu kalah terus 3-0 anjing.
right? Able to control the tempo, kind of do what they please. But if you can stake a good claim for yourselves, the opportunity's yours. YU, quick reminder: the Paperrex are lethal no matter the weaponry, and that is going to be an upgrade for something. Might pass that over depending on the shield situation, but still good stall here.
Oh,
And
yeah, drone cancelled.
massive. Patman. Is he going to get to live here? There's a lot of targets that all could be sent towards, and yeah, grabbed. But Divine in the meantime, going to take down Juicy. Hold on, this is not completely secure by any means. They're in a 3v3, sure, but look at the HP of Lysor. See if BB does have his ult, but I don't think he can get away from that default plant spot. So Spring waiting. Now sees that. Forsaken, are you aware? Going to be held up back towards Heaven. The 2 players on site can focus towards short. Nice. Spring, but he goes down. And now something and Divine need to come together in this. Somehow figure it out. The deeper off angle from Lysor was lovely. Leaving Divine. What a shot. You got one more of those. You've done it before. You had the ace before. The man is a monster, but he's got to prove it now. And see if that BB has been ice cold in these. He knows the time, he knows the tempo.
Wah!
Oh, what is that from Divino?
Standing!
Doing the unimaginable.
Diri lo Syafat,
Continuing to deliver here today in this series.
God damn, just give the man a sheriff.
Another 3-piece for him to add to the list. It's rough as well, the reset. Again, default plant spot safe initially, but that position from CFAT BB, it's a gamble. You can get a cheeky half defuse in, or you can go ahead and stick it. It forces the hand, especially with the recon bolt being used so early on.
Now they start pressuring the point. Look at that deep line already adopted by something in that operator. Sit towards that. Prowler going to be clearing. No one nearby now.
My ult is ready.
And the ult gathered too, so a nice early step, but a fast mid-take coming out from the Wolves.
Potential to backstab this. I think they're reading into maybe some deep presses. Yeah, we'll catch the backside of something for sure. And the second player.
Jelek banget sih dia pegang OP tuh, bisa diem gak sih bro, sumpah. Lihat cok. Wah coba ngapain sih, space diem aja gitu loh, dia akan nge-swing anjing. Jelas banget kau sumpah.
Guaranteed across. Juicy's going to find Devi as well, and actually, yeah, that might just be
Spike planted.
the white flag.
Apa jelek banget tuh, apaan dah. Udah bagus itu, jaga situ, udah diem, dia malah jalan terus anjing.
Feeding into this potentially with Juicy. Close to that ultimate. Spring's actually already on the hunt. He wants to prevent
kalahnya nggak jelas mulu, sumpah.
semblance of safety here. For the remaining Paperrex players.
Gopiknya gopik mulu guys, anjir.
There's still maybe a question mark if they're in towards market or in towards
gimana mau attack nih bro, walaupun nggak ada sentinel, mereka 2 sentinel loh, lihat
any further, but yeah, I usually talk about discipline and that was a lack of respect to something.
Yep.
Yeah, did he even get a shot off? Why he was just so quick to that?
Yeah, they seem really aware. Again, this kind of, it's not necessarily that regional matchup at all, but you know, scrim partners and the information on this ahead of that swing, it was really well dismantled. Again,
Jason nge-whiff lagi anjing.
It was too late to be going for that. There's no trade to be there.
I think, yeah, again, once you notice the drone that's come forward, you're not just swinging onto YU there. Again, it's almost an expected response here from Paperrex. They deal with the trip. They want to post something on a much deeper sight line. Again, the Prowler's sent through as well. So it's actually Wolves that have the upper hand in terms of the information game. It's a question mark for Paperrex, actually. Who's behind that?
Lagi Batman, bro.
And the punish, unfortunately, there for them. We'll leave them at a 4-1 deficit now. Timeout called. There's a purchase. Considering the rifles behind this, maybe want to make a play for an orb here for something to offset that slightly. Is Forsaken going to be riding their stinger coming into this, but already a fantastic start for Wolves. Looking composed.
Yep.
As well, just hearing from Fade talking about how much actually
Kota malam ini enggak bisa, cuman agak pagi.
Because they've had, I would say, with the comeback in Gen G, the resilience shown, that takes a lot from a team, even if they're all smiles and on their feet on the stage and stuff. Behind closed doors, no doubt, no doubt that reset, absolutely necessary to continue here in Toronto.
Yeah, spot on. So for them, it is now just how long can you keep this up? How clean can you keep this game? Paperrex so far with that 1 round, but of course did have that timeout. You can hear the ults coming through as well for something. YU's kind of had their number on this B side, but it feels like they're getting the right read here. But you're going to go through the pit on this? No, brave enough to go for the ult orb, but that's about all she wrote. But that mid-cross is dangerous now.
I think I did just hear something pop the knives.
Something tuh kayak mut-mutan gitu guys, tapi lebih banyak dia tuh lagi apa sih? Lagi kena break. Apa sih bilangnya tuh kalau yang apa sih? Bilangnya burnout kayaknya sih something bro. Nembaknya tuh kayak udah kayak apa sih? Kayak Burnout sih kayaknya sih something.
Collapse on B side very quickly with YU Spring.
To do that to something, can we just like highlight the fact you're doing that to something twice now? He's been outswung. If you don't think these Wolves are gunners, you are absolutely wrong. But now they've manipulated the map well. Now they want to maybe hit that cross back in again, and this is where those Stingers are going to start suffering. You're not in the right place for him, but Jing's still going to hold his ground. Paranoia primed and sent down through. Tries to escape, and he gets out, at least for now. Patman's found Light Store, he's got support. Spring, oh, Super BB, they're just flying it towards him. Patman, go!
Oh!
How's he just gone 4 there?
Gitu dong,
Puts
Pen!
himself in a deadly position and delivers here for Paperrex.
I need to watch that one back.
It just jumps down, able to get behind this so quickly. Beautiful stuff from him.
Lah Bruce Wayne.
No semblance of comfort back in the coach booth whatsoever. Operator back in hand now for something. All stacked up in mid now. The smoke will obscure for the time being.
Who's next?
So Juicy going to try and pave the way. Actually, Red's it round the corner there.
And something seems unafraid at all, and he gets out of danger. Trying to combine it with 100
Nice!
that finds no value, really. And now
Nice!
he just stands his ground. This feels like it's fallen flat here for Wolves. Paperrex getting a good read and a good idea. It's going to need a hero to stand tall. Spring's done well on towards Batman. Doesn't expect to buy, so
Nice!
Great trade for Divide there. And now just 2 remaining. Juicy and Sufat Baby in the 2v4, Mike. I mean, it would be a tilter.
I mean, they should find a straight 2v2 on either side here, but the issue being something is posted up. The operator.
Itu pertandingan kayaknya enggak guys, gue pengen mandi, pengen beberes.
Actually, no, I haven't said that. Recon and Juicy with a full belt almost.
I'm trying to send it for the fake, I guess.
30 seconds left.
A nice idea. But it's not going to dissuade these players. They don't need to move.
Paperrex can sit in this formation now, and I think actually Wolves, because they don't get a bite.
Yeah, it looks like a cancel.
I mean, YU 450, Spring 1350, and
10
Lysol
seconds left.
struggling to scrape together any funds here. So Paperrex will find their third. Keep things honest in the start of Ascent. Let's see how the ultimate.
Tapi tag-nya susah banget ini guys. Aduh.
TP for Spring, and as you can see on Paperrex now.
Kan 2 sentinel bro.
Absolutely nothing, and a million miles away from anything, to be honest with you. So a slight advantage in that regard, but it's not much. I mean, Lysol going to be potentially the next key ultimate for the Wolves.
I've got to say as well, for me, good start seeing Patman find a bit of impact too. He's been a really good player for them.
Yeah, quiet map one as well, so seeing him come online, certainly a positive.
Oh,
nice!
The timing so right, he's not blind. So a good bit of spacing and trading from Juicy just to swing that. But the next layer to this is still something. There's no pressure towards middle, but he's very paranoid about it. They want in on this. Still not noting him. The stall's there. If they try and disrespect it, it's going to be brutal. And it is. Yet way too difficult on the way in. Juicy, what is that? You're 1 HP. You're not meant to be doing this sort of stuff. And now Spring left in a 1v2 as well. So unwilling to deny that scale up towards B was their right idea.
They're wrapping the spike as well. Both Jing and something.
He's got his paranoia, smoke, TPs. He's got a bit of kit here to play with though, Mike.
It's left guessing.
They're fast
Potentially,
at this.
yeah, going to get himself a clean plan.
Shadows traveling.
With the smoke towards CT, kind of implies he's not expecting this
Bro,
wrap.
lawannya Spring, coy. Spring jago banget bro.
TP should be noted too, that paranoia. What do you
Now
do
he's
with it?
going to know.
Yeah, a little interested on that, but the corner slot
Nice!
peeks ain't gonna get you past something, and he's gonna take a stand on that one. But it felt like Wolves were so headstrong in wanting to hit towards that B site, but the scaling up just didn't feel right there.
Initially, that first kill was a Forsaken. Yeah, Forsaken gets caught here with the flash.
Revealing area.
Again, you look at the minimap at that moment, and there is a huge gap in the Paperrex defense. So happens. I mean, Juicy
Pemain dapat itu guys.
Picks up a little momentum, but that
Itu apaan cok? Darah satu bro.
1 HP, and the shorty connects from here.
Jangan kasih arrow ke TT bang, ntar perform sendiri bang. Nice. Kalau dia udah OP kadang-kadang betak sih.
Potentially stealing that post plant for Wolves, to be honest with you.
Yeah, felt like it. And now Wolves starting to run dry, it looks like. Again,
Tetap percaya kah?
these sort of big stage games, it is that level of comfort on here when you're under the gun, because yes, they did lose out to, what was it, Sen early on, but beyond that, they've not really dropped a map for Wolves. They've been on that kind of momentum run. So now they're starting to hit that brick wall, right? You kind of expect it in towards these sort of games. The caliber just keeps increasing. I want to see how well they do in this. Obviously, they did great against Gen G. That, to me, was the tick in the box of authenticity.
Yeah, almost a turning point.
Yeah. Like everything else, I'd be like, okay, maybe people underestimated them. Maybe they...
Yeah, because you have that step up again for playoffs where it's like, obviously, the stakes get raised. And we're not talking about elimination for Wolves, but certainly the caliber increases, the pressure definitely...
Udah kan masih bang, soalnya belum kelihatan relax banget guys. Paperrex guys masih kayak getar banget.
Series versus Paperrex. Look about Gen G being an international titan, but...
Defense-nya kayak kuat mereka cowok, ini agak serem sih. Kita harus dapat 8 kalau mau enak.
No, truly not. And again, I think that because of their lack of, you know, let's say international trophy, that there has been that worry about them, how well they do, their expectations. But they are still a grand finalist team, right?
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
That's just something that doesn't even need to be said half the time. But at this point, they've course corrected well. They've got everything back to where they like it. And for something, he's going hunting. He knows where the man is.
Yeah, Cam dealt with quickly. You see on the minimap as well, situation developing outside A site. But the knife is going to have given that info across. Really juicy with a rifle here, and all of that if you may.
This feels very classically Paperrex as well, but a dangerous position for him to take, and he could get outswung here. And he is on his own because you saw the rotation route coming out from something, so times it well to back away, and that sees obviously giving it a couple of seconds and actually plays back in something. You don't often see fights this deep on the map, but welcome to Paperrex, I guess.
Yeah, Paperrex just don't want Wolves to sit back.
Nice, 3A.
And set up here, preventing any rotation back towards the B side of the map. Patman still commanding this space, and actually Knife will reveal
Lempar, Pet.
I mean,
probably still knowing exactly what's going on.
Yeah, look at this.
30 seconds left. Snake bite and the fragment.
Oh, this is an awful sight to have to try and approach. Basically dry at this point. Yeah, Juicy still going to get Jing down, but we're... Okay, guys, you were planned for this. And Divine looks like he's trying to do everything himself. What on earth is going on here? Something that's unfair. That's a bit of bullying, but I like it. 5-4 now, tipping the scales on their side. And I've got to say, Wolves looking a little bit shaken by this.
Yeah,
Apa itu, Cok?
I don't want to say lost for answers, but unable to really troubleshoot with some of these approaches that Paperrex are displaying here on the scent. Juicy, again, good for 2 on the way in here.
Yeah, surprise.
A moment where Divine can't ping down Spring.
Apa itu, Cok, anjing?
Paperrex watch party loving that one, but 5-4 we go back through. Buyback in play. And it looks simplistic in approach, it looks direct, and something looks to turn this operator into a shotgun. I mean, he's feeling himself here. It's a really risky play. It's now been... Oh! Great target selection! Catching Sufat Baby just in towards the owl drone. And he's still standing. He looks like he wants to absolutely pop off here. And he is. One by one! And one by one they fall. Can he find that final man as well? YU looking to try and take towards the site. But something's been
Apa itu, Cok?
so far, the double
Gue
swing.
kira kalah guys, sumpah guys. Di ulti soalnya guys, gue kira kalah guys, sumpah guys.
Hungry for his 4-3 already in the round. There's not much to be done for YU here, Mike.
Kira kalah guys, sumpah guys.
Especially not now. Already a solid idea of where he's at, and Paperrex just want to decisively close out round 10 here.
No escape. Nowhere to run and nowhere to hide. Something gets his
Something marah, bro. Something marah, bro.
Scarier and scarier as the game goes on.
Like they're channeling into that 6th gear.
Lihat dia nge-push, lihat dia nge-push, gak tau diri anjing. Orang ada nge-push ke situ guys, anjing pakai OP.
Oh,
did start at a 4-1 scoreline here. The tides certainly have turned. They'll actually draw out a second timeout here for Wolves.
hell?
And the opening stretch.
Dipush sampai situ lu, itu nggak masuk akal sih guys main OP guys.
Desperate, I guess, from Fade to try and recover things here. Hope for a 6-6. Actually, see Fat BB, the one to really lead this dialogue.
Yeah, it's not Fade. This is the captain checking in with the boys.
Risky play-nya tuh gue keselnya tapi risky play guys. Lu bayangin lu Basju begitu, dipanis. Temannya bisa rata sih tadi. Tadi kalau something mati udah ronnya buat mereka. Tapi kalau something dapat tadi kayak gitu kan tiba-tiba dapat menang.
Through that first sort of line of defense. Again, this is where these guys really earn their money, to be honest.
Oh yeah.
He's coming up with the goods here.
It's all good and well to have those Cinderella runs, right? And it's why we
Kayak gitu gak sih guys? Timnya gambling bro.
But the reality
Kalau dia mati tuh kalah tuh roundnya udah fix.
There's been very few occasions where it's gone the whole distance. You could argue EG at Champs was probably one of the only ones
Fabian
that ever made it.
Fabian, anjir.
Have been that fairy tale run in the
Goblok.
past, but they never quite made it themselves. For Wolves, they have to face that reality now.
Saya lebih tinggi tapi sih ya sih.
Do you have really what it takes to push someone like Paperrex away from something they are singularly focused on? That grand final is what they want. Jing gonna draw blood. It's beautiful and juicy. Not getting what he needs there.
And a tag or two, but Forsaken happy with that. Something will follow up here. YU will fall. Now actually, Rio Gracia, but
nice.
Will correct.
Yeah,
just see Fat Phoebe now.
They're making it hurt, Mike.
Sorry.
This is when it's rough to play against Paperrex.
Fabian gue masih.
They know when to keep.
Nama Fabian, coba mirip lagi anjing.
Any say in the round.
Itu something anjing dapat banget keras bro, gak jelas anjir.
6 now. With no response.
Beautiful.
Didn't even look like that was going to land as well.
Simply lovely from Paperrex. And as said, the pressure starts weighing on the chest for Wolves. It's still a manageable scoreline.
Absolutely,
still smiles. Yeah. But we can see these rounds and they're feeling these rounds and there's aggression again. Something wants that deeper line and he's got it for starters.
This is why it's so rough to play against Paperrex though, when they get themselves ahead. They know to not let up.
Tahu tapi terluka guys.
Wolves can potentially find a 7-5 here. It will be.
Yeah.
Fabian mirip tuh sih itu guys, Yui Chow.
Bang on. But that wherewithal, that discipline, that capability in the high pressure games now is the biggest test for them. Looking a little fraught here so far.
Dengeran dong dia.
Last couple of rounds just not quite been in the wheelhouse. And again, the timing on these knives, rather good.
Fragment to prevent anybody slipping the smoke, even though Devi on watchful guard here, tucked into logs, because I mean Paperrex can sit in this formation.
Oh god. I mean, Devi's just, he does get caught playing ahead there. That is one thing that's worked in their favor. He tried to lean a little forward, gets punished. But Forsaken, the Guardian in this one, keeping them at bay. And look at who slipped towards the site in the meantime. Jing still here, doing the dance, does it well. Takes down another Forsaken, popping off with 20 seconds. The leader for the Wolves side has
budak bang.
8-4, such a commanding scoreline.
Really is. Wolves' resilience will
4-0,
be tested once more.
0 menjadi 8-4.
Try and come back here. Said 7-5, doable 8-4. I mean, it's a pistol round 2 potentially that makes this such a huge deficit to come up against.
Yeah, they've got their work cut out now for Wolves. This is a tough scenario. Paperrex singular in their goal, eyeing up that grand final, but they're not there yet. One more half stands in their way. So they need to prepare themselves. And it seems like we're about to send it.
Ini take-care susah nih guys ya.
The City standing by.
Aduh, scan-nya bagus banget tuh. Scan-nya bagus itu guys. Kayaknya nggak bagus scan-nya deh.
Thank you so much, Pansy and Hypog. We have a hell of a game so far, but I'm joined on the floor right now by Sit City. Toronto, give it up to Sit City.
Apa nih?
Sit City.
Apa nih guys?
I'm doing good. The energy in the stadium is insane.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the last time we had a chance to speak with each other, it was during an Americas matchup in LA. What's the vibes like here in Toronto in a sold-out Masters Toronto?
Yeah, I think it's insane because the East Coast and Canada hasn't had an event like this in a long time. And Los Angeles always has events like this.
Tahun dia, Bang.
So
Oh.
the crowd, I feel like you guys are like super excited to finally be
Suaranya berat itu ya?
in person and watching the games. Like you guys are insane.
Toronto, you're excited?
Oh, saya bervalor.
Hell yeah. And now you've had some experience playing in Game Changers before, so you have an eye for skill. In this matchup so far between
Streamer Twitch.
Who do you have your eye on so far?
Okay, honestly, at first I wasn't gonna say this, but after that ace with the deagle,
Bombardilo, Crocodilo!
So does that mean Devi and Paperrex are taking it serious?
Yeah, I mean, I got PRX rocking on my sleeve right now, so I think they're gonna scare us a little, make it a close match, but I think PRX is gonna like close it out. I'm sorry, Wolves. I'm sorry. You've been great though.
Well, Wolves, you know what to do. It's time to Thank you so much one more time, Sin City. Let's bring it back to the game.
Anomali, guys. TMF, oil up, apa sih, guys?
Really sending it on that. He's such a bold man. You know
I think
what I mean?
he's actually been rehearsing that for the last few days.
That's what I've been hearing in the hotel.
A few howls, yeah.
Yeah, fair play. And they're going to need a couple because 4 rounds isn't many.
Oke,
right?
dapat
Paperrex
pistol.
sat on 8.
Nice. Gua something di bawah 80, Cok.
The lay of the land, really. And it has been a bit of the something show in my mind. He has elevated. I was worried after that first round with the operator. It didn't seem to phase him. He was right back into
Hey, guys.
Yeah, and I think the issue being now
Let's go.
into the second
Belum BO5 nih, kalau BO5 soalnya berat.
It's been collected by Paperrex. Wolves haven't had much of a say in some of these losses, yes.
Ini final, belum. Upper final.
Here and there,
Karena lu bilang burnout, Bang, ya kayaknya ya.
Crucial kills. Feel as if they went Paperrex's way.
Ya juga ya. Ini kok ngomong itu ya, guys ya?
4-1 scoreline. Now it being 8-4, a pistol and a round 2 can often seal the fate of a team.
Juicy on the line here. First contact made, that's 2 players. And a third now noted, that's a lot of info. Siapaaku BD is being bold about this, but he's been revealed, he's been just about everything, but they weathered the storm.
Yeah, I think initially there, the further investment of utility implied that Paperrex were going to follow through, but maybe the Prowler catching on Siapaaku BB.
Tuh, ini A-nya
I think there's potentially a little bit of a stack.
The timing on this. Lovely timing on that, but something is free. A little bit of a Dinkpo going to do some serious work. The spring's already down low, now even lower. Clear.
Nice!
Divide, trailblazing their way forward.
Together we are strong. Together we are membership. Eva lagi babangnya lagi dipindah, guys. Pindahin ke PC, bro.
Couple of members of Paperrex tagged up, but certainly doesn't swing this in Wolves' favour. Have to overcome the odds here.
Duel 4 jangan throwing, sumpah.
Paperrex just poised for anybody to step out. Actually, finds a second.
Okay, it's not over yet, but YU's going to come into this as well. Jing's quieted him down, but Siapaaku BB's going to see both players basically.
Playtime. Nice playtime.
To get them back here, but Paperrex take another step in the right direction.
On the brink of double digits.
Gila, Jasot kenceng banget begitu.
Again, as soon as they find, I guess what they perceive as a point of weakness, they follow through. Wolves not able to even backtrack. Well invested here for round 2 as well.
Okay.
Anything up to
Track by track. 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 Track by track.
Flash in's only gonna slow down the inevitable, it feels.
Kayaknya udah rame banget, bro.
The idea of contesting that orb, but doesn't happen. I think Paperrex probably smell something.
There's a trap around that corner, guys. I'm pretty sure.
Something nampak sendiri, bro. Phantom sendiri gue marahin nih. Wait.
If he falls, it would be a prize possession garnered.
I was curious there if Forsaken was going to show some utility on the other side of the map, because It's just Lysor, but Devi actually is calling a cancel on that.
That's one. There's more, and it's cleared systematically, one by one. The flash through the smoke is nice. See that BB is already noted as well. Can't really fall away from the stairs, and Jing already takes the angle. Paperrex looking locked in here, Mike. They are pulling real punches.
No, they're not. Again, showing diligence this time around.
Tiga lagi guys, habis ini guys.
And that's when it really flips the switch. Wolves the ones to left, kind of to sweat in this scenario.
Mana jahat ya, mana yang baik bang? Yang jahat itu Wolves guys, yang baik itu adalah Paperrex.
Second guess themselves, but Jing, a third found and a 10th on the board for Paperrex. This buy round.
That's it.
Track by track, track by
This
track,
bonus even
track
bigger
by track,
for Paperrex.
track
If
track
they
by
can find it. Only the one casualty.
That you're gonna cry, bro.
So they come into
That
round
you're gonna
3.
cry, bro.
Gila Davai tenang banget ya.
Flushed out in terms of the inventory. And Pac-Man actually just going to ride a Sheriff through here.
Dah, nggak beli.
It's Forsaken and Jing closest in terms of this ult cycle. Cover going up. Nothing of note for Wolves, but potentially a pace change. Just initially,
Jing,
Forsaken
gua
going
cek
to
itu.
retrieve one orb.
Oh, Jing digocek ini bro.
Trying to retrieve one orb.
Yeah, couple times of asking. All good.
But don't have control over towards A
Itu
main.
sama kata gitu gue liat Bang Cio ya. Gara-gara kalian nyuruh gue main RP mulu, gue gak olahraga, gue gak tidur.
I mean, it's a huge ultimate to have in the bonus, so you know they're going to want to come for this orb.
Oh, here it is.
Semua karena RP.
Now they've cleared B main.
Udah rotate nggak sih bro?
Cleared B main. So they might leave YU here, but you can already see that rotation coming in from Juicy. He's going to try and pop himself over towards A.
Paperrex aren't dead set just yet. I think maybe going to prioritize towards short here to catch somebody out. They don't want to walk into this choke point.
No, and that's going to encourage to play forward.
Ada yang mati tuh.
The first blow, and it could be a lethal one of that. Juicy. It's labored, but job done, and Lysor does well. Tucked into hell, he drags down another with him. The walls aren't done yet, but Forsaken captured and held in place. The spike now left loose. With 20 seconds, he's got to make a miracle out of this.
Kalau menang sih gila Jason sih.
Players, Forsaken. Not gonna get it. A lifeline for Wolves.
3 left standing as well, just an armor or shield to repurchase here for Juicy. Again, that was the bonus, so
Itu something. Itu tak something, asli temennya mana? Datang temennya datang.
It's almost rinse and repeat here. Not out of the woods just yet. Cannot get the ball rolling in terms of the comeback.
But again, though, this was something that was said about that BB was building up his players, right? Keeping them confident.
Dia nggak swing.
He's
Apa
going to
nggak
keep doing
maju
that
gitu?
because Paperrex don't stop. Even in their losses, they will still play confident games. And something taking space. Solo Endeavor. 2 players on the other side. Siufat, BB, and Lysor playing top mid off the back of that trip placed in as well. So they've got a lot to play off of here. A very difficult scenario. Pac-Man on that deeper line in case someone does swing. And it's got to be those early protocols being cleared.
I mean, it is a duelist's nightmare to play into this composition. But Lysor dancing with death here.
Still have that trip, so they can still have confidence behind that. But they've read it wrong to an extent, right? They're kind of falling for this fade pressure on towards B main, but we know where it's heading. Paperrex once again eyeing up this A site. This is brutal. You got Juicy still here, you got Spring still here, but Paperrex are right at the door now. And away they go. Something looks
Apa
alright.
lihat situ, bro?
Spring does well. Great paranoia too. Tries to slow the roll here, buy time for these rotations. Pressure from main held back by the smoke, but Divide gonna lean forward. Lurch closer. Juicy play in the corner. Gets denied. Looks for the follow-up. No. Spring barely alive on 2, but he's still breathing until then. Down to a 3v2. Man to the good for Paperrex, and now Plant on their side.
One by one.
Coming from heaven here. So you fat
Jing.
little ahead of YU. Nobody from Paperrex overstepping. They're tucked in right now.
Got to see discipline.
Oh.
That's a shoulder shown. Some damage made. So they could know 2 players off of this. That
Forsaken on the
third
X-ray, though.
is a problem. That third being Forsaken, but they're losing out on the site. Couldn't quite get the follow-up.
Nice!
Striding closer now. 11 rounds to their name.
Tidak ada duit, tidak ada duit.
A tough loss here for Wolves. Like I said, with the bonus being as well invested as it was.
One enemy remaining.
Gelo Jing!
Now seems daunting to approach this round 17.
God, you get that sinking feeling in your stomach
Yes,
going,
sure, yeah.
your money's
Track by.
rotten. You haven't really found a way to handle Paperrex. Maybe your chances existed and died on that first map, but they're not out yet. At 11-5 though, you can start hearing that music play, can't you?
Rotate, nice.
That 12th round looking likely, but in its way, good couple of sheriffs, Ghost, and a team with a whole lot of hopes here. But for Paperrex, they've got their own plan in mind, and that's a big investment and a big shot. Lysol lands it, so Jing's gone down. That's a weapon recoverable if they want it.
Yeah, and Paperrex actually aren't in a position to capitalize elsewhere. They're spread so thin. Spike not committed anywhere just yet. So that man advantage will stand for the time being. No weapon recovered though for Wolves.
Nice from Patman, big kill there on towards Juicy. And that knife should reveal at least one more, so do they need to turn away from this? Or do they just keep stepping forward? It feels a little headstrong for my taste, but it's Paperrex, you kind of know what you're in for here. Lysol was the one to do the damage. It looks like they're trying to trail up towards heaven. Something bulldozes forward. YU, great shot. 25 seconds, and Lysol still standing. Has to go above and beyond here. One down. He's doing the dance. Oh,
nice!
So elusive and evasive to try and land those shots. Siufat BB was so far away.
Spike planted.
Batman is low. Forsaken is not. I know. Oh, Hail Mary!
Nice!
Oh, for a second, I thought it was possible. But 12 found, and the final stand has to be now for Wolves.
This time Paperrex able to wait out, navigate their way into this defense. Get everything they need. It comes down to a fine margin once again. The Paperrex in terms of the finances here, a couple of ultimates starting to rear their heads. The side of Wolves actually. Members just one away from some of these key ultimates, but we'll even get a chance to see them. Juicy, Siufat BB.
Fafian!
Okay, anti-setup though, which is nice. So they're still going to get a bit of a reward from this, right? It starts feeling very, very likely. Layers of ults though. Lysol could be in trouble here. Siufat BB trying to get on site, but Juicy goes unattended, unchecked, and he's rewarded. Great kills on 2. Finding more would be mythical at this point. But for Paperrex, they are left in tatters. Mike, I don't know if they could do it, just these 2 players. Desperation away from Batman. Has got his man, but
Ya
stave off what feels
Buru-buru
like
banget! Buru-buru banget!
Clinging to life here, the neural theft being the catalyst for Paperrex. They know they have to fight for sight then. I think Patman what down to just a lick of HP.
Yeah.
No chance for them to sit back and try and defend that, but Juicy really the one to stop this from spiraling
Buru-buru banget lo, kemana sih?
Second ping paying off there.
Breaks the money.
Yeah, it does.
Still got ult.
Miskin, cok.
I say ult. And it's a scary one with something. He's had a really good map here. Can they deny him now? Can they stop it now? Spring forced away, looking a little
Ya
shaky.
Allah, itu triple arrow selalu di mid.
Nobody broke it for him.
Cok, kenapa di mid selalu di nggak ada yang aware di mid? Something!
I guess main part of the piece.
Yeah. Like I said, it's a nightmare for a duelist to play into this composition, but you really need that second or third man in line to deal with that sort of thing here. Juicy deals with Jing handily.
A bit worried there that he'd found like the dream gap to try and punish, but not to be. So Paperrex try and do what they can, and Wolves aren't allowing it. Patman does well towards sight. But Siufat BB still on the back lines. Doesn't need to overextend himself. Waits for the swing. Wolves Control this well, Mike.
Double digits. That's where I'll start
That's when we
believing.
start. Yeah. It takes
Santai,
one
ulti
round.
masih ada guys. Tungguin til.
Up to 12 here. And that is a frustrating one for something.
Yeah, again, just looking at the minimap, there's two members here down in Arch. The time that happened, and again, I'm not saying dealing with a trip and something goes wild there, but Bladestorm invested in that sort of round in particular. You never want to see a Jet having to invest a nice trip.
Tenang guys, slow mainnya masih 2 ulti, Dava ada ulti, plan, ulti, menang guys, semua guys.
Necessarily a big deal, all things considered.
Back to work though.
Looking for revenge up here.
Lari bro.
This time he wants in. See if that BB playing top mid. Looking at the rest of the team split throughout. A bit of a default coming out from Paperrex. Maybe trying to catch some of the aggression. Jing's got to be cautious as well. Going to spot out Lysor. And this is a creep towards A though. Look at the pressure. Spring's in potential trouble. Does have his paranoia if he needs it. Investment of the ult going to come down on the other side of the map though. Juicy's going to clear and give away that there's no one here, but they don't know about Jing. He's been able to slip ahead early. They don't know about Jing, and now you do. Like a knife to the heart, but Spring answers back. Trying to... What? Oh, Spring!
Ngapain sih?
Goes absolutely beyond all expectations.
Apa sih TP begitu nggak ada yang aware temennya?
It's over yet. Spike is there. It's picked up. Sent back away. Plants coming in.
Look at the pit as well.
Oh my god, this is going to be down to the wire, isn't it? Divide disconnected towards A main. You have Jing tucked towards site. Spring.
Why?
Oh my god.
Just missed him.
God. The timing. Unbelievable. Spring trying to play the game, and Jing now going to be doing the around the world here, but they've given up position. This could be a mistake here, but they don't know about it. Obviously, they don't know about it. The pit's going to fall. And now you're looking at Jing. Divide strikes first. YU holds on again. Can he take down Divide? He absolutely can! Out of nowhere! Wolves digging deeper!
Jing ngapain lu play di bawah situ, Jing?
Spring tees it up. YU closes out with a Red Bull clutch here to keep Wolves alive.
Malah ke situ, cowok.
Look at this round. This from Spring. You know it's a mad play when even Paperrex don't expect it. You know that's a mad one.
Don't interrupt.
3 bullets left.
Kan belum ke play, kan belum ke defuse ya. Kenapa langsung nge-pick semua dua-duanya?
To be able to do that against 12?
And I gotta say, frustration, rightfully so. They give up the pit. They play themselves out of line of sight of Spike. Yes, it needs a miracle, but it's Wolves you're talking about here.
It's still only 8 rounds. We said we start paying attention at 10. They've broken the bye, but it's still Paperrex. They can do it with classics. But something seems so unwilling to let go of this mid-pressure. He wants it so bad.
Namaku, Paperrex. Aku adalah tim dengan penyakit crossing gila.
Very, very deadly. We're going to go down. Camera here. Doesn't need to overstay his welcome. Could do with some support on CT though. They do have an open path straight across. Divide going to deny that. No one's going to be able to help out YU here. Does get to at least evade the siege, but they are right knocking at the door. Paperrex have a way forward.
No damage done just yet towards the side, but actually now YU going to have his hands full.
Oh, outdone! Paperrex making something out of nothing, and maybe a mistake made by the Wolves. Plants looking like it's coming in. You're looking at that late mid lurk as well coming out from Jing. Juicy tries to make something of it. Takes away Forsaken, but the number's still good. Paperrex hold the advantage here. Divide could be timed in this, though. It's all going a little topsy-turvy. And of course, this is the round to do it. Lysor asked so much of. 3 defined, and he falls. Round by round, kill by kill, and track by track. That final stop, Mike, that final destination is now locked in for Paperrex.
Further elevation on the side of Paperrex today, overcoming. Quickly become a fan favorite here in Toronto. Still, got to come away from this series with their heads held high for Wolves.
Absolutely.
The Paperrex deliver an absolute banger here.
Ole, 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 ole. Grand final, grand final. Ole, 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 ole. final, grand final. Ole, 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 ole. Grand final, grand final. Ole, 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 ole. Grand final, grand final. RP. Copyright kasih bangsat. Copyright kasih bro. RP. Dengerin dulu interviewnya.
As said, as soon as it's ready, we will head down to that Verizon post-match interview. I'm sure we'll be jumping down there in a moment. Yeah, it does seem as though we are ready. So let's hear from the players themselves. Down with you soon.
It's been 2 years in the making, but Paperrex are finally back in another grand final. I know, Jing, you're a man of few words, but I gotta get your reaction on this because, JJ, this is your third grand final on the global stage. How does this compare to LA and Copenhagen?
I think now we have like more experience, so hopefully third time's the charm. Hopefully.
And speaking of that experience, you know, your very good friend Forsaken and you've been through a lot. What's Jason like as a leader these days on stage?
I think he's doing a really great job as being a leader. He's like keeping the whole team hype and keeping all our energy good, and I think he makes everyone really excited as well and really hyped. So yeah, I think mood is really great now, and hopefully we carry on the momentum to grand finals.
Okay, I have one
Waktu itu gue denger guys ya, ada bocil-bocil bilang downfall era of Paperrex. Nah, suaranya mana? Coba ngomong downfall era for Paperrex. Coba. Suara? Nggak ada, dibungkam di grand final ya. Dibungkam di grand final, mohon maaf nih guys. Maaf ya guys ya. Aduh, maaf nih. Ada yang bilang downfall era of Paperrex, bukan era lu lagi, bukan W Gaming era lagi. Tapi kok grand final ya? Kenapa ya?
To be fair, I just wanna win the round. So, but now I got the ace. I mean, thanks to you guys, and very happy.
Anyone you want to dedicate that ace to? You know, it's your first one. It's a special one.
I mean, I gotta dedicate to my bro Pujan. I think he's here now, right?
I'm glad you mentioned him because I think, of course, you have a lot of fans. You know, they're all here very keen to get.
Minimal grand final dulu guys. Kita oke, semoga amin rezekinya di sini. Semoga Tuhan berkehendak buat Paperrex bisa bawa pulang trofi akhirnya lo ya. Teman-teman semua lo semoga happy semua lo, oke? Ya semangat lo ya semua.
Yeah, I mean, we are very thankful that we have so many fans across the world, and even yesterday, Tens and Kaide and Mel came to our place, so it's nice meeting them. Probably it's Tens buff, you know. So yeah, hopefully we do well in grand final, and hopefully not second place again.
Oh, I hope so for you as well. Everyone in Toronto, as I let him sign a few more things one more time for your first grand finalist, Paperrex.
Coba nih, bocil-bocil kota, coba bentar denger dulu ya. Bocil kota ya. Melaporkan dari Discord Motion Anime Live. Saya Rio, reporter hari ini. Bagaimana Bapak Irgi dan Bapak TB, bagaimana proses hari ini? Kita apakah bisa membuka kota di pagi hari yang cerah ini?
Bisa sepertinya, gimana Bapak Lutan?
Bisa, cuman ini masih belum ada balasan.
Belum ada balasan, bagaimana? Maksudnya menunggu. Apakah proses apa yang boleh diceritakan sedang terjadi di
terakhir
PC?
sedang menginstal 23% terakhir.
Oh,
report.
menginstal 23% itu Linux ya?
Iya, betul.
Oke, berarti kita sedang pergantian dari Windows ke Linux teman-teman semua ya. Jadi mungkin sekitar ya setengah jam lagi balik ke Linux. Mungkin nanti setelah setengah jam mengisi file sekitar 1 jam. 1 jam setengah mungkin ya jam 7 malam besok ya kita akan live streaming lagi guys. Semua. Sampai semua. Oke guys ya. Mungkin buka up-nya jam 5, jam 6 sih menurut gue, feeling gue guys. Soalnya sekalian maintenance kan jam 6.
Tidur aja dulu biar
tidur dulu ya.
Rebutan pagi-pagi.
Ya. I dare you pasti udah gak ngelek-ngelek, udah gak ini, udah gak ngantri, udah gak lemot, udah gak bubur. Semoga ya guys ya. Kalau bubur itu PC kalian, mohon maaf ya. Tolong upgrade PC kalian. Nanti kita kalau misalnya mungkin bisa kita bikin SKU-nya PC Motion Email Live buat minimal main RP, harganya berapa guys ya. Ya, siapa tahu bisa guys kerjasama sama Mr. Agres ID jelas ya guys. Siapa tahu kan kalian mau upgrade prosesor VGA. Cair. Oke guys ya. Kok banyak yang kangen Greymon katanya guys. Ya, ntar lagi sabar ya.
Iya nih, ajak foto. Bang, Greymon foto.
Jam 5 kayaknya guys, feeling gue mah jam 5, jam 4 guys, paling cepat jam 4 kayaknya. 1, 2, 3, 3 jam lah, 2 jam sampai 3 jam lagi guys. Soalnya harus install Linux dulu, habis itu baru masukin file running server. Belum testing dulu kan, pasti testing dulu guys. Test dulu, scriptnya semua aman gak, udah aman baru buka lagi. Oke, sampai jumpa.